Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Harmony. I am a twin flame expert, helping twin flames around the globe face fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Welcome to my weekly glow show. Today's topic is the twin flame boomerang effect. The cause and the effect that also includes contrast and duality, and that when we create an action, we get a reaction that sometimes is an opposite or can be an equal to, directly proportionate to what we put out there. And so we're going to talk about that in relation to our twin flame journey. But before we do, I want to kind of share with you some different ways that that can be viewed. You know, most people talk about, what comes around goes around. They think about somebody putting something bad towards them, and they've done something bad to you, and it's like, okay, they're going to get theirs. Karma is going to come back and bite them. And that's definitely one way that this boomerang effect definitely works. What we reap, we sow, right? And what you put out there, you do get back too. So it goes both ways. And it can not just be bad things, it definitely can be good things. And let's talk about that from the energetic cycles for a minute. So for instance, we're an awakening planet that was in the third dimensional energy that went up in its vibration on the planet. And then we as 3D beings, human beings, have went up into the higher dimensions of the fifth dimensional energy and expanding that fifth dimensional energy and bringing into form. So what we're doing in that is we've been awakening to the higher consciousness so that we can discover our truth, unlocking the ancient wisdom that's in our higher self and our Akashic records, bringing that back down into physical 3D form so we can bring into form and allow our external realities to start to match our internal vibration. Well, this is also a full circle, and that is also the boomerang effect. And so, what the key here is to take a look at what the intention is behind what you put out to get back. And then to realize when you put it out and you get it back, it can come back. And if you're putting out positive, you could get positive back. But you might be putting out positive and getting negative back. So why? And I'm going to share with you some reasons about that in a second. But I also want to share with you like a concept and the idea of the things that you're putting out there that this is, refers to. So it can be your belief systems, creating a perception of what your perception going out is bringing you back. It can be the programming on a conscious level, subconscious level that's sending these signals out and back. And this is how we manifest through the process of sending out an intention and receiving our manifestation back. And what we manifest back can come in many forms. It can come in the signs that we're seeing. It can come in the people that show up. It can come in the experiences that we are experiencing and or need in order to get the experience we need out of that experience to get our wake up and our aha moment in order to allow us to get the lesson that we need. It can be physical things such as, our physical world. It can be money, it can be finances, it can be love, it can be people, it can be our twin. And so, the key here is to realize that in this process, this is very multidimensional. It's coming in so many forms, and every time, every space, every reality, it's not linear. It's not like a right way, a wrong way, and or only one way. And the important aspect in this is to realize that as all of that's happening, when things are returning, there's also things that or come into play with this that are divine order, free will, our contracts, our contracts. What did we sign up for individually? What did we sign up for jointly in our joint mission? And the real important thing here is to realize that when you plant your seeds and you're putting this intention out or what it is that you're and I don't even really want to use the word seeking, but what your heart desires, because your mind and your logic is the seeking and seeing it as a lack of. So when you put the lack of and it's outside of you out there, that's one way. If it's coming from the logic and you're putting it out there and it's coming back differently, well, your intention behind that came from it being a lack of. So maybe you're not receiving it. In addition to that, maybe you're not open to receive it. Maybe you haven't allowed love in based on some other lessons or experiences you need to let love live. And also, when it comes to this idea and the concept of this, some things can only be revealed at the time they're supposed to be. And there's also free will in this. So when it comes to your twin flame journey and your twin flame, of course there is free will. From I hear this a lot of times from clients, well, I know that if this was just me and I know how to do the work and I know how to get it done, I can do whatever it takes within me to make this twin flame journey come into reunion with my other half. But because of free will, I can't do it for that other person. And so therefore, I don't know if it ever will happen. I don't know if it's meant to be. I don't know, all these things, which sets up the doubts and the fears that it's out of your control, that you can't make it happen, so to speak. So you have to realize in that there are so many factors in what you put out to come back in this multidimensional aspect and not being linear and not being right or wrong. You got to realize, like I said, divine order. There's free will. There is a contract. But most of the free will aligns with the contract. And the contract says, what did I choose individually to learn? Which patience, tolerance, trust, and timing are part of the big pieces of that. And so when it comes to this cycle of this and what you're putting out and what you're maybe not getting back, in addition to that, what will really help you is if you realize that in this process, we've been going in one direction energetically and we're retemplating that. So we're having to revisit to redo things in a new way. So that means, as I was saying, there is no right or wrong. There's always two sides of every coin. And where you may see something right at one time and then it becomes what you would consider wrong at another time, doesn't make the whole thing wrong. And in fact, in that process, we're learning to activate the truth inside of us. We're learning to wake up our own spiritual gifts and our own intuition and learn our own trust of our inner divine being. And so to do that, we might be shown a truth at one given moment in this journey, to be shown that truth to be trumped and to be totally opposite and in contrast of this in another phase or part of this journey. But had we not known this truth to take us down one path, we wouldn't have been able to come back down the other path to learn the other side of it. And we have to have both sides. We always will have duality and contrast. This is creating the fullness between ourselves and our experience, so that we can expand to experience the highest version of who we are and what we came here to do, be, and have. And so if you are getting yourself narrowed into the bullseye that it's only going to be one way, and you set up the expectations, and you have an expectation on the outcome, and you have an expectation on how it's going to return to you when you put it out there, or you're still hung up on the fact that there is a right or a wrong way, because a lot of people get stuck in this right or wrong way, because there is no right or wrong way in a twin flame journey, and there is not no one way in a twin flame journey. There is the path of many ways because of free will, contract which signed up for, and the divine order within each individual person, and the mission that you sign up for. So in all of that, there will not be a cookie cutter, one path in this. So the sooner you can get in alignment with your path, and the sooner you can align with your truth, because that's where I'm seeing that so many people now are being really asked to, even the clients I'm working with, and the people around me, I'm being asked to show and see that it's the truth inside that's waking up. And there's still confirmation. And keeping in mind that confirmation can only come from a state of the vibration of where it's at. If that vibration changes and it's at a new vibration, the confirmation can change. It still wasn't a right or a wrong way. It's a matter of what needed to be revealed at the exact moment it was to create a certain truth or a certain concept, a piece of the puzzle to help the journey continue as we come back around full circle within this journey, creating the fullness of all. And so with that being said, I just want to see here where I want to take that. So where I want to talk about and expand a little bit about this is like the ultimate key here is if you want to create the experience you want, then it's not just the intention and all these other things I'm talking about, but you also have to create the experience you want in advance before it's going to come to you. So I'm going to give you an example. If you want happiness, you can't wait to be happy once you are fulfilled, or once you're in alignment with your twin, or once you have more money or a better job or in your mission, or if you weren't going through this hell or that hell that we go through in the dark night of the soul. The key is to know that it takes every one of those things to get you into help you evolve through the process of your personal path, to get you to experience the ultimate truth in you, to have the greatest enlightenment, to have the highest happy, to experience more of all that is. Because that way we tap into the higher vibration. So there's some things, even that are good things, that may fall away from us. As you know, we know that people are always saying, like, friends fall away, jobs fall away, people going to separation, not even just the twin going to separation, but it's all the same thing. Most people look at it more with the twin and separation. It's that fall away, that because where it's aligning is not aligning in the proper proportion to where you are at the time, or therefore you have to look at those experiences as saying, what is this teaching me in this given time, in this given moment, to get your own revelation at that particular time, so that you can continue to evolve to higher and higher states of being in order to allow you to experience the ultimate happiness and joy I'm talking about. So therefore, if you want love and joy, you cannot put it out there that you want it with the idea you don't have it. And this is the intention behind it. You have to create it and experience it and live it and bringing it through you into your 3D reality before what you're wanting shows up into that space. And I just said this, but I want to elaborate a little bit more on this. Sometimes the things that are even really good things are not so much serving its purpose anymore. So I've been going through this in the last few days to a week as going up in my vibration with all of the things behind me, and I continue to expand and my vibration's going up. And so some things that I knew would be transitioning, thinking, okay, well, 6 months, year. It's like, no, I started feeling over the last week, okay, why wait? What am I waiting on? What's the point of waiting? Why, this is my reality. I can change it at any given time. And yeah, there's the concept and the idea of, okay, well, I have a lot going on. Do I want to add that to the mix? And it's like, okay, well, it feels like it to be shown, absolutely feel like it. And then for the confirmation to come in, I mean, immediately within 24 hours of the decision, direct confirmation that it's already cleared out. And by next week, the details would be in order for something that's one of the hugest shifts in my life to be in transition, but in a great way. And it wasn't even a bad thing to release. It's just time. That's the divine timing. And the free will is, do I want to hang on to it? Do I want to spread it out? Do I want to, prolong it? And for what reason? There is no reason to. It's time. And we start to begin to know that inside of us as we go up in that elevation. And yes, sometimes making those choices and those decisions can feel sad, you know, when it affects other people or things that we love. You know, how do you even let go of something you actually love, you know, in order to realize that you're going to be aligned and you got to create the space for something that you really love, right? It's no longer always about like, I have this bad situation I need to let go of to create the room for good. It can be, I am at a great place and I need to let go of some of the things that just aren't feeding into the energy I have here that's multiplying energy for me. So where are you putting your time, your talent, your energy? Where are you sowing your seeds of like what you want to come back to you? And then if it's not coming back in proportion to what you're investing in that, then it might be time to shift into putting that time, effort into something that's going to give a greater return. And so, you know, this can be with career, mission, it can be with your twin, you know, all these things. But if you restrict this idea thinking that it's going to be the way you want it to be because you like it, you're slowing it down the process, which is actually blocking your abundance in all areas, especially doing everything that you love from your heart. And so I encourage you today to spend 5 or 10 minutes after this video here to sit down and take a look at all the things that aren't serving your purpose and prioritize them. And then, you know, and I don't care if you've done this before, because I have clients do this. I've told people in videos to do this, but it doesn't matter where you're at. It's something that you revisit the basics. So what is that serving your purpose? Where are you putting your energy that is not multiplying back to you? And where you're not sowing seeds on fertile ground that's giving you what you need and desire to give you, basically, because if you sow the seed, it comes back in harvest. Harvest means it comes back to you greater than what you put out. And it's at least no different than a harmonic balance. But keep it in mind, what you get back also might not always be in the harmony at that minute of what you want or what you think you want. It could come in the opposite form to give you the exact experience you need to get the exact awakening that you need to keep you shifting along your path to find a greater truth, to align and fulfill your contract, to bring into form something that is even greater than you could have conspired had your human mind tried, because in your higher self being, you planned out something different than what your conscious mind could conceive. And so we got to get out of our own way here and allow this ancient wisdom to come in, to bring it into our hearts and let love live. And in this boomerang effect, realize that it's creating full circles and that it may not always be that we put out good and we get good back. In the end, it will come back like multiplied. But in the process of the circle, it might actually come back in what feels like a negative experience, but it's only a negative experience if you perceive it that way. And if you perceive it that way, then you are blocking and you're staying stuck in the concept and the idea that there is a right or a wrong way when there's not. And then that's going to block you from getting your greatest truth out of it. It's going to block you from seeing your highest wisdom and your highest state of being. And so, this is about coming into the fullness of who you are on all levels. Mind, body, and spirit. And anchoring that which you chose to experience in your reality. And so I invite you to do this today, what I said, you know, make this list and then create actions that will set intentions from coming from a positive place to being open to what comes back is not right or wrong, to being open to the idea that it's only whatever comes back as an experience to help you develop your truth, and to also then realize that if it's not coming back in the particular time you think, it's because there's divine timing and that it will be revealed when it's supposed to be. So you get the exact aha, the exact awakening to help you expand your consciousness. So, all right, I feel like that's complete. Wow, beautiful message. I got to tell you, from my own experience this week, this whole boomerang effect has been like I found a boomerang that was drawn. I drew one and somebody else drew another. And it was like an exact, talking about the exact time to be revealed. At the moment it was, it gave me at least 10 messages in this one piece of this journal. And it's just showing me that I'm in alignment at this given moment and at this right now. And that tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, I won't be in this place anymore. And all these revelations, these truths, these experiences, they may not fit into who I am at that time. So that at that time, I will recreate new experiences, new truths, new revelations, new awarenesses to continue on my journey to raise up into the highest form of what I came here to be, do, and have. And I invite you to do the same. So I want to thank you for tuning in today. Please check out all the ways that you can glow forward with me. And if you have not got plugged into the Free Your Soul contract checklist, please check out the link below. And like, comment, share the shine. May you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Namaste.